Enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction. Many enter through it. In its archaic usage, the word strait, the source of the phrase straight and narrow, means strict. You've probably seen this term used to describe a narrow and sometimes treacherous ocean passage, often called dire straits, through places like the Strait of Gibraltar or the Strait of Hormuz. Sea captains used to view passage through such straits with unpredictable tides, currents, and storms as the ultimate test of their skill and courage. The biblical metaphor then describes the passage to heaven as narrow and never easy. In the days of Jesus, the Strait Gate also referred to the Mercy Gate, or Golden Gate, or even the Beautiful Gate, which was the easternmost gate of the holy city of Jerusalem. It was at the center of the eastern side of the Temple Mount, facing the Mount of Olives. The Golden Gate, as it is called in Christian literature, is the only eastern gate of the Temple Mount, and one of the only two that used to offer access into the city from that side. According to the Jewish tradition, the Shekinah, the divine presence, used to appear through the eastern gate, and will appear again when the Anointed One, the Messiah, has come. Ezekiel prophesies the shutting of this gate itself around 600 BC. He thought that it would be shut, because the Lord Yahweh, the God of Israel, hath entered in by it, and therefore it shall be shut. However, Jesus entered Jerusalem through the east gate around 30 AD, as he came down from the Mount of Olives. He used a gate in the same location as the current East or Golden Gate is today. Neither Jewish nor Muslim traditions recognize that this has already happened with the coming of Jesus. It was sealed well after the time of Jesus by Muslims under the Ottoman Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent. He had it blocked in 1541. Suleiman believed that the reason for the closing of the Eastern Gate was to prevent the Jewish Messiah from gaining entrance into Jerusalem. Jewish tradition states that the Messiah will pass through the Eastern Gate when he comes to rule. Suleiman was attempting to stop the Messiah's plans with 16 feet of cement. The Eastern Gate has remained sealed for the past 500 years. Historically, ancient walled cities like Jerusalem had two kinds of gates, straight and wide. The wide gates of Jerusalem were meant for the masses. The narrow or straight gates of the city were reserved for dignitaries, nobilities, and kings. So when Jesus advised his followers to enter at the straight gate, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, he used a metaphor that people of the period could relate to and understand. He wanted them to become noble in their spiritual condition, aspiring to high thoughts and deeds. He didn't intend to frighten them away with end-time threats. Instead, he wanted to uplift them. You can see the symbolism here if you think beyond the literal interpretations. Everyone wants to be successful and happy, and many of us fail. The biggest reason for failure is our natural tendency to want a broader road than any moral success will allow. The broad road leading to destruction maintains its popularity because it's easier to follow. It makes fewer demands on its travelers, and it allows much more room for sidestepping, meandering, flip-flopping, and turning around. Most people want more latitude than the narrow road can give. Almost all failure begins by merely broadening the way. Too often people yield to their natural tendency to explore the side roads and travel the dead-end streets. Because the road leading to death is broad enough to permit many forbidden activities, many travelers never arrive at their desired destinations. No one ever leaves the success highway at right angles. Instead of acknowledging that they are stepping out of bounds, they try to keep in good standing with themselves and make things appear upright to others by merely broadening the way. The narrow road concept, with the exact meaning that Jesus attached to it in a spiritual sense, is also important for reaching high objectives of everyday life, whatever we pursue. The road to every success and every happiness is narrow, We must keep ourselves within its bounds, and we must make certain that the road itself leads to the right destination.